Dog bites are more common than people realize, especially as the weather gets warmer and kids spend more time outside. But today we're with personal injury attorney Katie Tucker from Sinas Dramis law firm to talk about what people should know if they or their child are bitten by a dog in Michigan. Katie, thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having me again, Rochelle.
Okay, let me tell you, a lot of people assume a dog gets one free bite before the owner is responsible. But I don't think that's true in Michigan.
That is not true in Michigan, but it surprises a lot of people. In Michigan, we actually have a really strong dog bite law, and in most cases, a dog owner can still be held liable and responsible even if their dog has never bitten another animal or human before.
Okay, and let me tell you, I always get the, my dog is nice, my dog doesn't bite. Well, clearly you heard it here from personal injury attorney. It's not always true.
That is right.
But unfortunately, if that does happen, what does someone need to prove after a bite?
Yes, under Michigan law, you need to prove a few things. You need to prove that you are lawfully on the property of the individual who owned the property where the incident occurred. You need to prove that you did not provoke the dog, that there was no provocation leading to the bite. And of course, you need to prove that you were actually bitten and sustained injury or damage. And in Michigan, we have what's called a strict liability dog bite law. And again, in most cases, you do not need to show that the dog owner knew that the dog was dangerous or that there was any specific risk with regard to their dog.
Which is so good to know. And Katie, we're not just talking about small or little injuries, are we now?
We are not. Unfortunately, dog bites, we can see some really serious damage and serious injuries, and especially when it happens with a young child, you can see psychological damage that lasts for years and decades. The injuries, unfortunately, often are serious and long-lasting.
And Katie, a lot of times you've come here and you've talked to us about insurance. You talk about coverage. So if a scenario like this were to happen, can a homeowner's insurance come into play in any of these cases?
It absolutely does, yes. Actually, in most cases, there is homeowners insurance coverage that applies, and that's an important reason to consult with a lawyer. If you have been injured and you're looking to pursue one of these claims, there can be an investigation into what coverages apply. But yes, in most cases, homeowners insurance coverage will come into play.
All right. Well, with that being said, you've taught us a lot already, but do you have any final advice for viewers at home?
Yeah, as a parent myself, I would just say just be vigilant with your children, especially teaching them not to approach dogs, no matter how friendly someone may think their dog is. Dogs are inherently unpredictable and can react differently in familiar situations and in ways that you don't expect. And again, because in Michigan we have this strict liability law, it doesn't matter if the dog has any previous history, the owner will be liable regardless of that. So just making sure your children and yourself, you're safe when you're approaching unfamiliar dogs, I think is really critical to keeping our community safe.
Yes, very critical, very important. So thank you for breaking all that down for us today. And of course, you can find more information on our website or on sinusdramis.com. But thank you.
Thank you, Rochelle.